This is Hussein, and this is the director's commentary version of the scene. I chose to use a scene from Shutter Island for my project, as it contained many elements that Hitchcock loved. It is dark and mysterious, with psychological plot twists that leave the audience feeling tense. I think that were he alive today, Hitchcock would have jumped at the chance to direct Shutter Island. The first shot in my film is something I'd wanted to do for a very long time, and I'm really pleased with how it worked out. Ideally, I'd have liked this shot to run a little longer, but unfortunately, the match was just about to burn Alex's fingers. If you're familiar with Shutter Island, you'll notice that this is actually very similar to a later scene, but I really like the tension it builds as the opening to my project. One thing I found was it was very difficult to create a Hitchcock level of suspense in 2.5 minutes. I tried to do this by building up tense sounds with the big bassy note at the start and the sharp striking of a match. Though the scene is supposed to be set in a cave, I feel that the dank, dark basement I used creates an equally unpleasant atmosphere and does not disrupt the tone of the scene. The claustrophobic location heightens the tension in Alex's character and makes Zara's isolation and alarm at its disruption more apparent.
Who are you?
Although it would have been more Hitchcock to cast a white blonde woman in the place of Zara, I feel that the added reliability of using someone I knew well and knew could act made up for this. I was also very pleased with Alex's acting and feel he portrays the role well.
You're the Marshal.
And you're Rachel Solando, the real one.
Music was always a key part of Hitchcock's films, and so I actually found the music before I started planning my shots. This allowed me to ensure that the film and the soundtrack complemented each other, and short of having music composed for me, was, I think, the best solution.
Could you take your hands from behind your back?
Why?
This was a key moment in the scene, as the balance of power changes between the characters. I really wanted to bring out this moment and feel Zara demonstrated this well.
Dangerous assumption, Marshal. The instrument matters much less than the person who wields it.
In the more tense scenes, Hitchcock liked to use prominent lighting, which I tried to emulate here. The deep shadows on their faces, which I enhanced in post-production, amplify their expressions and help increase the feeling of tension. I also noticed that in certain scenes, such as the amazing conversation between Norman Bates and Lila in Psycho, Hitchcock steadily tightens the framing of his shots. I replicated this in this scene. As you see, we now cut between medium close-ups. This steadily increases the importance of what the characters are saying.
Never married.
I used the angle of the camera to demonstrate the change in power between the characters. You may have noticed that before, Alex was filmed from a low angle as he startled Zara's character. Now you will see that as Zara reveals a key plot point, the low angle she was filmed from shows her control over the conversation.
First year on staff at Ashcliffe. You, sir, are looking at a genuine pioneer.
In this shot, I wanted to reproduce another shot from Psycho that really stood out to me. Norman Bates leans forward and delivers his line, which makes anyone watching very uneasy. I wanted to end on this powerful moment.
You think I'm crazy?
No,
That's fair. What else would you think of a woman who hides in a basement?
I am on the whole very happy with what I've done. I feel that I've managed to successfully create a film with a Hitchcock feel through the lighting, shot types and soundscape. I hope you enjoyed watching.